Spike, do you think we owe Royal Enfield an apology?
Yes, but also no.
Let's get into it. All right, so many people on the channel know that over the last, 5 years, it seems, for forever, we've dunked on Royal Enfield. On the Yamcast, you can go back in the old episodes and watch us just callously dumping and punching down to the Royal Enfield and saying that it was slow and anemic and dumb and bad and no one should buy one. But, having had one now for a little bit, and we're not above this, I will admit that it is a charming little motorcycle.
Yeah, this thing's a lot of fun. I've really enjoyed riding this around, and just the old lumpy air-cooled quality of it, this just speaks to the Harley boy inside me. And even, I was looking at S&S's parts catalog for all the performance mods you can do. You can go up to 11-to-1 pistons, 2-to-1 exhaust, a bunch of cool stuff. That just gets me excited,
Yeah, it's a bit of a old school hot rod feel with the Royal Enfield, where it's like what the Sportsters kind of used to be back in the day, but they'll still sell it to you brand new, ready to go. And I like the fact that it's a more standard style motorcycle than a Sportster. Sportsters compromise with this geometry a little bit.
And this is stupid cheap.
Yeah.
Stupid cheap for what you're getting. And you're getting an actual good motorcycle here.
Yeah.
The master cylinder was complete garbage.
But man, we fixed that up.
Yeah, and it was easy to do. There's some weaknesses in this motorcycle that kind of undo the whole package, but you can fix it for just a couple $100 here and there.
Yeah.
Which is really nice. It makes this bike more than the sum of its parts, even more so,
Yeah. Yeah, I do feel that we were perhaps a bit too cruel and callous to the old little Interceptor 650 over here. But in truth, the bike we dogged on most was the Himalayan.
Yeah, so we do owe them an apology when it comes to 650s.
As a brand. So Royal Enfield, we are sorry.
Yeah.
We were maybe a little too mean to you guys. It makes a good motorcycle, but the Himalayan is still out there as this question mark.
And the Meteor and the Bullet. I mean, they still make these really, really, really dog slow motorcycles that don't make any sense.
Yeah.
Originally we were looking at this as a 650 that made 47 horsepower, and we were like, oh, okay, that's not great when a Ninja 400 does that. But then you think about who it's designed for. It's designed for beginners and other markets, not necessarily in the States, but it's selling well in the States here.
Yeah.
Then you look at the Meteor 350, and the Meteor 350 is an air-cooled, single-cylinder, dog-slow thumper that, I mean, sure, it's cheap, but...
That's what I was going to say, but it's outrageously cheap. The Meteor is what, it's under $5,000.
It's under $5,000, yeah.
And that's amazing. And I've seen a lot of comments on, especially that video we did about the beginner bikes under $5,000. Meteor 350 people coming out they are selling units, man. They're moving units.
But that is one where I can't, when the 650 like this exists, I don't think in good conscience I can say, get the Meteor 350.
It is strange. I do know that this bike is a lot more expensive than the Meteor 350, but I do think it's not that much more, and this is a lot more bike.
So much more.
The kind of sound that it makes, the feelings it evokes, because I know Royal Enfield people, they're very big on the emotions of these bikes. They always tell me in the comments how emotional these bikes are. And I think for that, it's definitely worth the money. It like you said, more than some of its parts, worth more than the money you're paying for it. And yeah, it's something that I think a lot of manufacturers could take a page out of.
Yes. And one thing that we've said this time and time again, but in terms of manufacturers taking a page from Royal Enfield's book, every C-suite moron in every company needs to go ride these motorcycles.
Yeah.
I love that Royal Enfield makes everybody who's running the company ride the bikes so that they understand what they're doing.
Yep.
The cool thing to me about Royal Enfield and why I'm starting to warm up to them a bit is this passion that they have for motorcycling. It's a very passionate brand, and that means something to me because it's so easy for a company like BMW to just fart out the best motorcycle.
Yeah.
We have sent this through thousands of rounds of R&D. We've shaved off every unnecessary ounce, and for an extra $1,000, we will sell you its soul back to you. But this thing is, yeah, it's not a perfect package, but you're never going to get one for $5,800.
No, not at all. And, you know, I think coming at it from a more grassroots and cheaper perspective makes it so much more inclusive to people. Like you said, BMW, Ducati, Aprilia, they can fart out these $28,000, $30,000 motorcycles that when you buy them, they literally come with like a track experience package or whatever the hell, and they, you know, a preferred hookup for your Porsche to take it to the track or whatever. But doing the stuff like Royal Enfield's doing, the flat track school, the build, train, race program, making their C-suite execs ride the bikes, taking the bike to the South Pole, like these really fun marketing exercises that show you that you don't need a $30,000 motorcycle to have a great time, and it should be more accessible. Like, it should still be possible for you to hot rod a little bike in your shop and to have some fun with it. And I think that's great. I just think it's great.
Yeah, it's bringing it back to the kind of soul that got people excited about motorcycling back in the day, where you could just chop this thing up, do whatever you want with it. And sure, if you wanted to hill climb, there are better motorcycles, but you could do it with this thing if you wanted.
You could.
You know, you could make this into a pretty decent little scrambler, I think. You could do a lot of cool stuff with these bikes, but that's the 650s, you know?
Yeah.
So we can apologize all we want for the 650s, but man,
it remains to be seen on the little bikes. We have not spent meaningful time with them. I would like to get the small bore and Royal Enfields in here, the Meteor and the Himalayan, and just to see if they still have the feeling that this thing does. Because this is a nice little bike. I don't know if we'll feel the same about the Meteor and the Himalayan. I don't know.
I think the biggest thing that, the only other bike in Royal Enfield's lineup that I am even remotely interested in is the Scrambler Himalayan.
Yeah.
Their new Scrambler
the Scram
model.
411, is that what it's called? Yeah.
I think that's the motorcycle that has me the most excited for other models, because I've seen the Himalayan. It's like the KLR's like a dumb little, you know, brother, and the KLR is already a dumb stupid motorcycle. Yes. So I can't really make the case for those bikes, I don't think.
Yeah.
But who knows? Maybe we ride them. And we got to make another video about how, were we wrong about the Himalayan? Well, I don't know.
It is funny. I do think that people love the kind of eating crow element to some of these videos, and they think that it's like hard for us to admit that we were wrong. Like, it's not hard for us at all, guys. Like, I like being proved wrong and to be proven that the stuff that we said wasn't exactly true.
I'd prefer it that way, because if we had to sit with this motorcycle for 4 months and we were exactly right about it being just a miserable pile of garbage, that would be a bummer.
Yeah.
You know, it was like when we were giving away the CBR 500R.
I was just about to bring that up. Yeah.
Where we just couldn't get excited about it.
I couldn't will myself to get that bike.
Yeah, it was one of those experiences where, like, it's weird to say because we ride so many different motorcycles, but you know, we were giving this thing away and we had to make content with it. We had to.
Yeah. A
lot of times you look at what we do and it's like we get to ride these really fast, really cool bikes, you know. Oh, I gotta wheel out to CBR 500R today. Damn it.
You gotta do a living with the CBR 500R.
I tried so hard to make that bike. Like, I tried to find the nugget there.
Yeah.
But there wasn't. And that's not what we have here. There's stuff here.
That's the thing about this bike, is I've started riding it, and the more I ride it, the more I'm like, this is such an enjoyable little motorcycle, you know? I can't remember if Whitney has gotten on this bike yet.
Mm-hmm, she has.
I'm pretty sure she liked it a lot, right?
Yeah, we did the Triumph versus the Royal Enfield here.
That's right, yeah.
And she actually liked this more than the Triumph.
Yeah.
Like, the Triumph felt heavier and stuff because
more dense
it was just older.
Yeah.
This was a more modern iteration of it, but it still had all the cool little features.
Let me ask you this. This bike to me feels very, like, lovable. Like, I could see this was my first bike. I would just fall for it, head over heels. Like, I'd love to, you know, own it. What do you think makes a bike lovable? What is it about them, you know?
Man, it's tough, because for me, what it is about this is it's the sound and it's the feel of riding it, right?
Yeah.
Coming from that Harley world, I'm all about the sound.
Yeah.
If we get a cool sound out of a motorcycle, it's just gonna get me excited. It's something about these air-cooled engines. I like the way the air-cooled engines feel.
Yeah.
They don't feel good. They just feel different and old, you know?
It sounds so cliche, but it's like it has a little more soul. Like, I don't know what it is. It's like you play an old guitar versus a brand new guitar. I don't know. The old one just has something.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is.
And, you know, it's a classic motorcycling package. There's a reason why we've come back to this style time and time and time again.
So much so that manufacturers are remaking some of those old bikes.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah. And, you know, you get on it and it wants to have fun. It wants to just go ride, you know.
I haven't tried to wheelie it very much. I want to see if it's down to do that. I think it would struggle a little bit.
It's a bit portly.
Yeah,
so.
not a whole lot of torque for its size, but maybe in first and just like, maybe it'll do it, but it doesn't feel like a very willing wheelie companion. I could maybe try a little bit, but.
We've had 5 people in the shop on this motorcycle, I think. It's been you, me, Josh, Whitney, and Derek.
Yeah.
And of the 5, only Josh has been the one to be like, I don't really love it.
Yeah.
And it's because he's just an ultimate squid.
He's an ultimate squid, yes. Yeah, Josh only likes the fast stuff. I remember when I made him do the Thruxton RS versus Kawasaki ZX6 video, he was just like, why would I ever ride the Thruxton? I'm getting the ZX6. I'm like, you have learning to do. You have some reading, some learning to do, and you'll eventually understand. But maybe that's how some of our audience feels as well, too, you know? Like, they feel that we're getting to the point of learning and understanding. And I do think that some of the comments that are just like so like smug, I'm like, I told you so, you're gonna get one day you'll ride an ADV bike and you'll love it and blah blah blah. I don't love that as much, but you know, what are you gonna do?
I think that when it comes to this motorcycle, we were coming at it from looking at the price, looking at the specs, and then drawing a line between the two and being like, okay, these are good specs for the price. Decent sort of specs. You know, it would be nice if the 650 was putting down a little bit more power, but it's A2, okay, got it. And then we were like, it's $5,800, brand new for the base model. No way in hell is it going to feel good to sit on.
No way.
So that was
but
one
it
of it is. You can't really make these snap judgments based on specs. You got to have some experience with it.
Yeah.
And I think nothing justifies that more than our experience with this.
Yeah. I'd agree. Well, folks, do you feel that we have given enough of an apology to Royal Enfield? Do you think that we've finally, prayed at the altar for all of our Indian fan base who has gotten so mad at us over the last few years of talking crap about Royal Enfield? Let me know down below. We'd love to get your opinion, and we'll catch you on the next one. See you later.
Keep watching.